In the 1950s, Hammer Productions were a struggling company, in desperate need of a hit. The company decided the only way to become a success was to do something no other production company would dare to do: X-rated horror. But they needed a story for their first X-rated horror film. They decided to look at the small screen for ideas, and it struck them to do an X-rated horror version of the 1953 BBC TV serial The Quatermass Experiment. Now, I need to be honest with you guys, I don't like the original TV version of The Quatermass Experiment. I find it slow and dull, but I can't deny that the base story is really good and has been done better by two other versions. The plot of the original BBC series is that Professor Bernard Quatermass, played by Reginald Tate, has sent a rocket into space, but it crashes back to Earth. When Quatermass and his team reach the crash area and succeed in opening the rocket, they discover the only one of the three crewmen, Victor Caroon, remains inside. Quatermass and his chief assistant, Peterson, investigate the rocket and are baffled by the fact that the spacesuits of the others are present, and the instruments on board indicate that the door was never opened, but there is no sign of the other two crewmen. The remaining astronaut is gravely ill, and is slowly mutating into a plant-like alien organism. As the police chase the rapidly transforming Caroon across London, Quatermass analyses samples of the mutated creature in a laboratory and realises that it has the ability to end all life on Earth if it spores. The TV show would be a great success at the time and would influence many other TV shows to come, such as my favourite, Doctor Who. What? The film's plot is almost exactly the same as the plot of the original TV show, except for the obvious changes that have to be made to convert a 6-part TV serial into a 1 hour and 22 minute film. Also, TV's British Quatermass has been turned into an American Quatermass played by Brian Donlevy. This was done to make the film appeal more to an American audience. Also, Hammer decided to drop the E from the front of the word experiment in the title. This was done to make it more obvious that this was an X-rated horror version of the original story. The film was released on the 28th of September 1955 in the UK and June 1956 in America, where it was released as The Creeping Unknown. The film performed extremely well during its West End run, taking £3,500 a week at the box office, despite the film's X rating, which most cinemas refused to play. The success of the film influenced Hammer to create a sequel to the film, Quatermass 2, and also create some of their greatest films, such as The Curse of Frankenstein, which would come a few years later. I love this film and find it improves a lot upon the original TV version. Thanks for watching.